Hi viewers, welcome to Rahul's classroom. Today we moved into the open ground from the classroom. Once again, welcome back to Rahul's classroom. So, all of you seated there, some inconvenience will be there. Please cooperate with me. Tanya, please be seated on the ground now. Don't create any issues there. Okay. Today we are discussing or we are continuing the previous portions. Say the non-profit making organization. During the last classes or last sessions, we were explaining the final accounts of non-profit making organizations like receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and the balance sheet. Today we are solving some questions, or we are going to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Income and expenditure account is a nominal account. Why? What is the reason for calling income and expenditure account as a nominal account? The reason is that it records only the incomes and the expense, or that is related with the surplus or a deficit. That means invariantly we can say profit or a loss. But in case of income and expenditure account, it is not prepared for finding the profit or loss. Instead, it is prepared for finding the surplus or a deficit. Before preparing income and expenditure account, we should give proper care to certain items. Income and expenditure account is prepared in place of profit and loss account. We explained the same in the previous videos. Income and expenditure account records only the current year's incomes and the expenses. That means by excluding the items of expense which are related with the previous year or for the next or the coming years. And also it records only the short-term items, that means revenue items, revenue expenses, and the revenue incomes. Okay, so it is prepared for the purpose of finding surplus or a deficit, and again it records only the current year's details and also the short-term items like revenue expenses and the revenue incomes. Okay, now we are solving some questions. Okay, now we are reading an example. Say subscription received during the year 10,800. Subscription outstanding on 1st April 2019 1,000. Subscription outstanding on 31st March 2020 600. Subscription received in advance on 1/4/2019 1,500. And one more information, subscription received for 2021 rupees 300. These are the details given in the question. The question is that calculate the amount of subscription to be credited in income and expenditure account for the year ending 2020. Okay, now we read a question. I think all of you read the question out here. Is from this question, or the question asks that compute the amount of subscription to be credited in income and the expenditure account. We told that income and expenditure account records only the current year's figure. We can't see the items of the previous year or the next year into the income and the expenditure account. So listen now the question now. In this case, the total subscription received how much now? 10,800. Total subscription received during the year is, that means during the year 2019 to 20, rupees 10,800. Sometimes it includes the amount for the previous year or for the next year. In such case, we have a duty to find how much the real amount applicable for the current year. For this, we are preparing a statement. Okay, computation of subscription. So total subscription, how much here? Total subscription received is equal to 10,800. And what the addition information given though? Then subscription outstanding on 1/4/2019. What's meaning? What's meaning, Mr. Amin? What's the meaning of subscription outstanding? Subscription outstanding means the amount of subscription pending or the amount of subscription to be received. But in this case, the time is very important. At what time or as on what date this information is given? That is as on 1/4/2019. That means it was pending during the previous year. It was pending or outstanding during the previous year. So we can assume that during the current year, we were received an amount of rupees 1,000, and remember that is not related with the current year. Therefore, we are excluding such amount from the total subscription. Next information, subscription outstanding on 31/3/2020. The amount of subscription still pending rupees how much now? 600. What about this amount now? What about this amount? This amount related with the current year. Therefore, it is a part of the current year's income. Therefore, it should be added here. Okay. And again, next, subscription received in advance on 1/4/2019. What's meaning? Received in advance. Received in advance means the amount received for a future period. Here, the subscription received in advance as on what date? That is on the beginning date, say 1/4/2019. That means during the previous year, we were received certain advance amount for which year? For the next year. For the next year means our current year 2019 to 20. Therefore, it's a part of the current year's income. And two more information, subscription. One more. Subscription received for next year 2021. That means out of the total 10,800, we received rupees 300 for the next year. It's not a part of the current year's income. Therefore, it should be excluded. Okay, thus first of all we are writing subscription received how much total? 10,800, and again add subscription outstanding on 31/3/2020. That means it is a part of the current year's income. Therefore, it should be added here. Next one, subscription received in advance on 1/4/2019, 1,500. That is also current year's income. So these items will be add back with the total subscription 10,800. Thus, we got a total amount of 12,900. From this, we are excluding two items which are not related with the current year. That's why. Okay. So here subscription received, so outstanding on 31/3/2019. It's a beginning outstanding. It is not a part of the current year. It is related with the previous year. So it is excluded now. 1,000 excluded now. Again, one more subscription received in advance for next year 2021. That is 300, and it is also not a part of the current year's income. Okay, therefore, the total amount of subscription to be credited in income and expenditure account is equal to 11,600. Okay, so 11,000 is the amount of income of subscription to be credited in income and the expenditure account for the year 2020. Okay, we are moving into the second example. Salary totally paid 30,000. Salary outstanding on 1/1/2020, 2,500. Salary outstanding on 31/12/2020, 1,200. Again, salary prepaid on 1/1/2020, 600. And finally, one more information. salary prepaid on 31st 12 2020 rupees 2000. The question is that calculate the amount of salary to be debited in income and expenditure account for the year 2020. Okay, yes. Before preparing the real income and expenditure account, it is very important to check certain items which are to be recorded in income and expenditure accounts. We explained one example, that means the subscription. Now we are explaining the amount of salary to be debited in income and expenditure accounts. Yes, now Mr. Farouk, please listen here. This is the question now. So how much the total salary paid during the year? 30,000 is the total amount of salary paid. And remember, this amount may include certain amount for the previous year and certain amount, sometimes certain amount for the next year. And what is the specialty of the income and expenditure account? It records only the current year's details or current year's amount of salary in this particular case. So the information now, salary outstanding on, salary outstanding again. What's the meaning of salary outstanding? The amount of salary pending. Okay, and check the date of the pending date now. That is on 1/1/2020. That means beginning of the year 2020. That means that was pending during the previous year. How much we totally paid? 30,000 is the amount of salary totally paid. And again, now 2,500, that is pending as on what date? During the previous year. That means during the current year, we paid 2,500 for the last year. So can we add such an item into the current year's details? No, it is not possible. Because why? It is related with the previous year. So it should be excluded now. Next one, salary outstanding on the end. That means 31st 12/2020 rupees. How much now? 1,200. So 1,200 means that is pending as on what date? As on the end of the year, end of the current year. That means it is related with the current year and it is a part of the present year. Therefore, it should be a part of the current year's expenditure. Because why? It is pending as on the last date. It is pending as on the end of the year. That means this amount was incurred during the current year, but it is not paid. Okay. Next one, salary prepaid on 1/1/2020. What's the meaning? Salary prepaid means the amount of expenditure paid in advance. As on what date? As on the beginning. That means as on the beginning date, the problem stated certain amount of expenditure or salary prepaid. That means it was prepaid during the previous year. It was prepaid during the previous year. That means from the view of the previous year, it is paid for the next year. It is paid for the next year. That means it is paid for the current year. Therefore, it's a part of the current year's expenditure. Okay, so it should be inserted in the current year's expenditure. You understood, Mr. Aminul Haq? Aminul Haq, please listen here. Please listen here now. Next item, salary prepaid on 31st 12/2020. That means this year we paid a certain amount for the next year. Okay. It is paid for the next year. That means it's not a part of the current year's expenditure. So what we will do? What we will do is, sure, we will deduct such an amount from the total expenditure of the salary from the current year. Thus now check here, total salary paid 30,000, and we told these two items now, salary outstanding on 31st 12/2020. It's a part of the current year's expenditure. So it should be added here. Next one, salary prepaid on 1/1/2020 means that is paid during the previous year. That means that is paid for the current year. So it's a part of the current year's expenditure. So both these items will be added with the total salary paid 30,000. Thus we are getting a figure of 31,800. And from this 31,800, now listen, salary outstanding on 1/1/2020. That means It was spending during the last year. It was spending during the previous year. So we can assume that when we paid a total of 30,000, we can assume that we paid rupees 2,500 for the previous year. So it should be deducted now. And again, one more, salary paid for next year. That means 2021. Therefore, we are deducting 2,000 also here. This, we are getting a total or net amount of 27,300 here. 27,300. So this is the amount of salary to be debited in income and expenditure account for the year ending 31st December 2020. Okay. So once again, please consider these sort of items while preparing income and expenditure account. That means these sort of adjustments are required before entering these items into the income and the expenditure account. Okay, we are analyzing the third example now. The question is that calculate the amount of salary to be debited in income and expenditure account for the year ending 31st March 2019. The details now. Stationery paid 2090 rupees, 5,300. Stock of stationery as on 1/4/2018, 750. Then stock of stationery as on 31/3/2019, 250. Again, two more details. Creditors for stationery as on 1/4/2018, 1,800. And finally, creditors for stationery as on 31/3/2019, rupees 1,000. Okay. So our duty is that to calculate the amount of salary to be debited in income and expenditure account. Okay, now we are explaining or analyzing the question related with the stationery. Stock of stationery is an asset, but stationery consumed is an expense of the non-profit making organization. So we can see the stationery on the debit side of the income and the expenditure account as an expense. But certain concentration is required here while finding the amount of stationery to be debited in income and the expenditure account. You understand the same now? So listen now. All of you please listen now. It is very important here. Say, in this case, total stationery paid during the current year is equal to 5,300. Total stationery how much now? 5,300. Now we are going to check the details given. Further details given in the question. Say the stock of stationery as on what date? As on beginning of the year 2018. That means first 1/4/2018, stock of stationery is given 750. That means we have 750 with us now. 750 stock of stationery with us now. And again we paid how much total? 5,300. So how much total stationery available for our consumption? That is equal sum of these two. That means 5,300 plus 250. So total stationery available with us now or available for our consumption for this period is equal to 5,300 plus 750, that is 6,050. So 6,050 is the total value of stationery available for the current year. This total value may or may not be consumed. You understand same now? Excuse me, Mr. Amin, please listen now here. So 5,300 plus 750 is the total amount of stationery available for our consumption. Okay, but check how much the quantity of stationery available with us or a stock of stationery as on the end of the period, that is given how much here? 250. That means this total 6,050 is not used. Because why? We retained 250 there. So it should be deducted from there. Thus we are getting total value of stationery consumed is equal to 5,800. Okay. So total stationery consumed is equal to 5,800 is that is the amount of stationery to be debited in income and expenditure account in the absence of these two information. In the absence of these two information. In this question, creditors for stationery is given for 2 periods. Given for 2 periods, say as on the beginning as well as on the end. Again, what's meaning of creditors? What's meaning of creditors? Creditors for stationery. Creditors for stationery means the amount of stationery purchased on credit basis. That means without paying the amount. So the amount pending or creditors as on the beginning of the year, that is 1,800. Beginning of the year means that was purchased by the concern during the previous year, and automatically we can say we paid that much amount during the current year. That is how much now? 1,800. So 1,800 is paid by the concern during the current year, but it is related for, or that is meant for the previous year. Therefore, we are deducting such portion here. That means 1,800 will be deducted from here. So again, creditors for the stationery as on the end of the year. What's meaning? During the current year, we purchased again stationery without paying the money, without paying money immediately. We will pay later. That means we will pay later means next year. You understand the same now? Okay. So now here in this case, the total stationery consumed 5,800 in the absence of these two information, and we are considering these two. We will get another figure now. Say 5,800 is total value. Then again add closing creditors. That means this 1,000 that is related with the current year, therefore it should be added here. Okay, so 5,800 plus 1,000, that is equal to 6,800. And again one more information is the creditors for stationery for the opening. That means for the opening, how much now? 1,800. 1,800 that is paid by the concern for the previous year, so it should be deducted here. Thus we will get a total of how much now? 5,000. So this is the amount of salary purchased for the current year. So once again, first of all, we are writing the total salary, sorry, stationery paid, how much? 1,300. Again add opening stock, that means the stock with us now 750, and again we are deducting the closing stock 2,500, not 2,500, this 2,250 now, sorry, not 2,500, 250. Thus we are getting a total of 5,800. Then again, if you are considering the stock of, so the creditors, add closing creditors now, because why? That is related with the current year. Then so 5,800 plus 1,000, that is 6,800. Again less opening creditors, because why? It is related with the previous year, so it should be deducted now. Thus we are getting 5,000. So 5,000 is the amount of stationery to be debited in income and the expenditure account. Okay. Then okay, so this is now, these are the details related with the items which are to be recorded in income and the expenditure account. Okay. So today we are going to wind up our class. In the next video or next session, we will prepare the income and the expenditure account and the balance sheet. Okay. Thank you.